Hello, I'm Heidi, Dr. Heidi, Dr. McVitie, whatever you want to call me. I'm the founder of Moola Masters, and I'm very excited to be here today. And the reason is because today we get to start the whole reason why I started the Moola Masters YouTube channel, financial literacy education. Today we're going to start talking about financial literacy. We're going to come over what we mean by it, what we're going to have to do a deep dive into each different topic to learn about. And then we're going to talk about different definitions. What does financially healthy versus stable versus secure versus free mean? And we're going to ask the question, where are you on your journey? So today we're going to start out by talking about what we mean by financial literacy. So the Financial Literacy Education Commission came up with 5 key concepts that people need to know to become financially literate. So, financial literacy, that's my whiteboard. So, first thing is gonna be your income. No kidding. We're actually gonna be, I'm a doctor, right? So nobody should be able to read my handwriting. Anyway, we're going to talk about income, and we're going to try to get out of the box a little bit about how we want to approach income, how we can approach increasing our income, preferably with working fewer hours. We'll talk about that, what our options are, and how to go about doing those types of things. Then the next one is going to be spending. No kidding. This is budgeting. This is your spending plan, and it's got bad rap, right? Sounds terrible. It's like, a money diet, right? So it's a money diet. You don't get your Starbucks, you can't buy your shoes, there's no shopping anymore, no more vacations for you, and you're brown bagging it to work. Yuck, who wants to do that forever? That's not really what we want to do. We want something that's livable, something that's doable for you and your family. So we want to come up with a plan, a spending plan that works well for you. So what we're going to do, what we're going to think about is what your discretionary income is every month. And we're going to look about how much you want to spend on each item. So say you really like your Starbucks every day. We just budget for it. We make that one a priority for you. That's all. We just choose your priority. Say you like shopping and you want to put a certain amount every month aside for shopping. Cool. Let's do that. What it means is you get to decide. You get to create your spending plan instead of your spending plan happening to you. You get to make it. So that's what we want to do with that. We want to make this an empowering tool for you. So then the next thing we're going to talk about is savings and investing, right? Well, I think we all get the save part. We know we're all supposed to save. It's probably the only thing we actually understand. People told us that for years, oh, you got to save. We're not quite sure how to do that or where to put it, but we all know we're supposed to do that. We also know that most Americans have, $400 set aside for an emergency, if that. So clearly we need to work on this one. We're also going to do a deep dive on several of them, ways that you can save, where you'd want to put that. And we'll talk about different ways to invest. Now, I am not a certified financial planner. I am working on my master's right now for financial planning, but I am not a certified financial planner. So what we're going to talk about is information, where to go and look for choices to find out what would work best for you and your family. And then the next topic for financial literacy, this one gets people all the time too. Borrowing. Yeah. This is where we seem to live, right? Everybody pulls out the plastic. We swipe our little phones and it just goes on a credit card. That gets people in trouble. Student loans, buying houses we really can't afford, buying cars we really can't afford. That's what gets people into problems. And so we're going to talk about how loans work, how credit cards work, and what are the best types to get if you want to do it, because in essence you are paying for money right there when you borrow. So there are times it's appropriate. That's something you want to do. Most of us, for instance, on a mortgage or a house, you just want to make sure that it's something that's affordable for you and you're not becoming house poor. So that we're going to do a deep dive into talking about borrowing, those different topics, and then we're going to talk about how to knock them down to make sure that they are where you want them to be. Then the next one is going to be protect. So what do we mean by protect? We want to protect your family. We want to protect you. We want to protect your finances, your savings, your investments. We want to make sure that they're there for you. You spend all of this time putting this together, your financial journey and where you are, and you don't want to lose that. So what can we do to protect your family and you financially? So we're really talking about insurance, right? So we're talking about life insurance, disability, short-term disability. We are talking about umbrella policies. We're talking about renter's insurance, homeowner's insurance. We are talking about auto insurance. So that's how we're talking about that, and that protects this. The other type of thing that we want to think about is actually going to be protecting your family. So we also want to talk about estate planning. We want to talk about wills. We want to talk about trusts, family trusts. We want to talk about power of attorney, living wills, and making sure that those are in place so when you're not there to make those decisions, your family is taken care of. So those are all topics that we're going to go over in depth. And once again, I am not a certified financial planner, so I cannot really address this to tell you what to do. We're going to talk about the different ways and different types, and then we'll point you in the right direction, who to talk to. Okay, next topic. And I want you to think about where you are in your financial journey for this one. So the first thing I want to talk about is what we mean by financially healthy. Sorry about my handwriting. Financially healthy means you have the resources to address any unexpected or expected expenses that come out for you and your family. So I'd like to talk a little bit about what an unexpected and an expected expense is. We're going to just brush on it. We'll have another podcaster and YouTube that'll talk about it more in depth. But I want you to think about what you should be planning for as an expected expense, what you should be putting into that spending plan of yours. So let's say you took your car in and you had a safety inspection done and they said you need 4 new tires. Is that an expected or an unexpected expense, right? I would say it's expected. You knew that someday you'd have to buy tires for your car. So that's something you could have planned on. Car maintenance happens, and putting a certain amount aside every month, make sure that you have the money there when it does pop up and you don't have to go into an emergency fund to cover it. What would be an example of an unexpected expense? Well, maybe someone in your family needed emergency surgery and there was a high deductible. You didn't plan on that, so that would be maybe an unexpected expense. So that would be like an example of how to think about it and where to plan for it and when you'd use an emergency fund or when it should have just been sitting there ready for you. So then the next thing, that's financially healthy. So the next one is going to be financially stable. So what's financially stable? That means I have unexpected and expected expenses covered. So see the pattern? I'm okay there, I've got it. And my debt's paid off. Wow, right? So think about where you are on that. So financially stable, unexpected, expected, and debts are paid off. So then the next thing we want to talk about is going to be financially secure. What do we mean when we say someone is financially secure? Okay, you already know. Expected, unexpected. Debt paid. So that one is healthy. This one is stable. And financially secure is your retirement. And when I say retirement, I mean retirement as long as you might need it, as long as necessary. So you are not worried about running out of money for retirement. You're not going to retire at 65 and be out in 5 years. You know that if you can live to 150, you've got the money sitting there, or 90, or whatever number you want to come up with. So that would be financially secure. Then the next one is going to be financially free. So financial freedom. Okay, you already know. It's expected and unexpected. Your debts are paid off and your retirement's taken care of. So financial freedom means you don't need to work for your income. Right? What does that mean? It means that your investments that are coming in, that are paying you every month, are equal to your income. From your W-2, your 1099 job. So you don't need to work that job to keep the same amount of money coming into your family. Does that make sense? So say you make $5,000 at your W-2 job, and you have rental properties that are paying you $5,000. You don't need to work. You don't need that W-2 because your income can come from another source. It can come from your investments. So that would be financial freedom. Then there's financial freedom plus. That's when you pretty much have as much as you want to do anything you want, and you can, go buy your Learjet. So that is where we are talking about different levels of financial stability, security, health, and freedom. So the big question is, where are you in your financial journey, and where do you want to be? What's your goal? Now, once we've decided that, you get to start thinking about how we're going to get there. That's when the fun starts. That's when the options happen. So, anyway, that's today. Like I said, like and subscribe below if this is helpful in any way. And if there's a certain topic you want me to go over it, please put it in comments and we will get to it. So, goodbye for now, and I will see you next week. Thanks.